Hey horror lovers! Before we jump into Terrifier 3, let's take a deep dive into the original Terrifier from 2016. This brutal slasher quickly became a cult classic, introducing Art the Clown, a silent, sadistic killer with a twisted sense of humor and an appetite for chaos. In this video, we'll walk through the plot in detail, explore the most shocking scenes, and explain how Terrifier redefined modern slasher horror. Let's dive right in. The movie begins with a grim TV interview. A woman who survived a vicious attack by Art the Clown sits across from a talk show host. Her face is horrifically disfigured. Her injuries alone tell us how brutal the encounter must have been. As the interview ends, the woman suddenly attacks the host, violently gouging out her eyes. Right from the start, Terrifier makes one thing clear: this is going to be an unflinching, disturbing experience. We then get a glimpse of Art the Clown preparing for his Halloween night spree. He applies his black and white makeup meticulously, setting the eerie tone for the rest of the movie. Without a single word, Art radiates menace, and it's clear that something truly horrifying is about to happen. Cut to Tara and Dawn, two friends enjoying Halloween night after a party. The duo stumbles upon Art the Clown on the street. Tara feels uneasy right away. Art's unsettling stare and unnatural stillness make her uncomfortable. Dawn, however, brushes it off, treating it like a joke. She even takes a playful selfie with Art, unaware that this seemingly innocent interaction will lead to a night of unimaginable horror. To sober up, the girls head to a local pizzeria for a late-night snack. Art follows them, sitting quietly across the room, his gaze locked on Tara. His presence is unnerving. He doesn't speak, laugh, or react. Instead, he stares with an unsettling intensity, pulling out a small toy ring and offering it to Tara as if in some grotesque gesture of affection. Dawn laughs it off, but Tara is deeply disturbed. Things escalate when Art is kicked out of the pizzeria for smearing feces across the bathroom walls. While the girls think this bizarre encounter is behind them, the real nightmare is just beginning. Art returns to the restaurant later, brutally murdering the staff. One worker is stabbed repeatedly in the face, while the other is decapitated, his head turned into a gruesome Halloween centerpiece. Art's kills are cold, methodical, and disturbingly playful. He doesn't just kill, he takes pleasure in it. Meanwhile, Tara and Dawn leave the pizzeria and find their car's tire slashed, leaving them stranded. They decide to take shelter in an old, abandoned building nearby while they figure out what to do next. This building becomes the perfect setting for Art's twisted game, a labyrinth where there's no way out. Tara goes inside to find a restroom, leaving Dawn in the car, but before long, Art reappears, kidnapping Dawn and dragging her into the building. With Dawn tied up and helpless, the movie reaches one of its most infamous scenes. In what is now one of the most iconic moments in modern horror, Art ties Dawn upside down, spreads her legs, and saws her in half from groin to head with a rusty hacksaw. The scene is shockingly graphic, lasting just long enough to be both terrifying and stomach-turning. Tara, forced to watch, is horrified. This is not your typical slasher villain. Art doesn't just kill, he makes his victims suffer in the most unimaginable ways. What makes this scene so impactful is Art's eerie silence throughout. Most slasher villains revel in their kills with loud, over-the-top behavior, but Art remains silent, his grotesque grin making the moment even more unsettling. After witnessing Dawn's gruesome death, Tara fights back with everything she has. Armed with a 2x4, she manages to injure Art, showing her strength and determination. For a moment, it seems like she might escape. But in a genre-defying twist, Art pulls out a gun, a rare choice for slasher villains, and shoots her. At first, it seems like the gunshot was a desperate move, but Art's sadism knows no bounds. He takes his time, shooting Tara multiple times, making sure she suffers before finishing her off. This moment shatters the audience's expectations. There is no final girl escaping at the last minute. Instead, Art's use of the gun highlights just how unpredictable and dangerous he is. Tara's sister Victoria enters the story, arriving at the abandoned building in search of Tara. As she explores the maze-like structure, she encounters the building's maintenance worker, Mike. Unfortunately, even his presence isn't enough to stop Art. Art kills Mike with brutal efficiency, showing once again that no one is safe from his wrath. Victoria continues her search, unaware of the horrors that have unfolded inside. As she gets deeper into the building, Art begins to toy with her, appearing and disappearing, keeping her in a constant state of fear. The building itself becomes a character, with narrow hallways and hidden rooms, adding to the claustrophobic atmosphere. The tension builds as Art chases Victoria through the building. She narrowly escapes several close encounters, using her wits to evade him, but Art enjoys the hunt just as much as the kill. His playful, mocking behavior, like riding a tricycle or pretending to wear a victim's scalp, adds a surreal layer to the horror. In a final confrontation, Victoria manages to fight back, injuring Art. Just as it seems she might escape, the police arrive. But instead of surrendering, Art pulls out his gun and shoots himself in the head, leaving the officers, and the audience, stunned. It's an anticlimactic yet horrifying ending. Art robs Victoria of closure, and the audience is left with a lingering sense of dread. The final scene takes us to the morgue, where the coroner begins examining Art's body. As the coroner prepares for the autopsy, the lights flicker and strange noises fill the room. Suddenly, Art sits up, grinning wickedly, and murders the coroner in a brutal attack. This final twist leaves no doubt, Art the Clown is far from finished. His resurrection hints at supernatural elements, setting the stage for future installments in the franchise. And that's the complete breakdown of Terrifier. With its shocking kills, unpredictable villain, and eerie atmosphere, the film pushed boundaries and redefined the slasher genre. Art the Clown's silent menace and sadistic creativity make him one of the most memorable horror villains in recent years. Now that you're all caught up, you're ready for Terrifier 3. If you enjoyed this recap, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more horror content. And let me know, what was your favorite moment from Terrifier? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.